First painting in the exhibit is Jacques Louis David's Oath of the Hirashi. It was created in 1785. The characters included in the painting are the Hirashi brothers' family, the father, sisters, and mother. And the painting is depicting the Hirashi brothers making an oath to their father to fight for their country against Alba. Based on the stance of the men in the picture, they're very confident. The men have really angular, upright postures. The females in the painting have curvilinear body language, and they also have very limp limbs. Their arms and their heads and backs are all very loose. This is showing that they really don't have much to say about what is going to take place in the war. Each of the sisters is married to one individual from each family, the Hirachi and the Qureshi brothers. So there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a family feud in a sense. The There's also a woman in the background who is shielding two children. It seems as if she could be protecting them from uh, losing their innocence almost. She doesn't want them to understand what exactly is going on, and I'm not too sure who this lady is. It could be the mother of the brothers. Um, the lighting in the composition allows the viewer to see all the affected individuals as opposed to having a central focal point. Um, the painting is also divided into thirds, and I believe this is done by using the Roman arches in the background, and also in the foreground, the brothers, the father, and the women to the right. I found that the size of this painting is pretty interesting. It's very massive and it's impactful because it's so much detail in the body and the stances of the gentlemen who are preparing for war. Um, the next painting that's included in the exhibit is Rembrandt's Von Rien's Anatomy Lesson of Dr. Tulip. The anatomy lesson focused on science and desire to learn. We can see that there are very curious men who are overlooking Dr. Tulip and his dissecting of a human body. Um, this picture is using tenebrism. Uh, it also is using realism. There's a very intimate focus on the dissection of the arm that Dr. Tulip is digging around in. Um, the lighting of the composition draws the attention to the body of the subject that is laying on the operation table. Uh, During this period in time, which was in 1611, um, I apologize. Uh, that is incorrect. But the the style of art used in this painting is called Baroque style. There's a lot of interaction in this painting, and as you can see, each person is very intrigued by the uh, new information that's being presented by the doctor. Next, we have David's Donatello. This painting was created in 1440, which is around the 15th century. Um, Characters included in this statue um, or in this figure is King David and Goliath. Uh, in the battle of King David and Goliath, David was able to defeat Goliath with a slingshot and a stone. And here he's seen standing on top of Goliath's head with Goliath's sword in his hand and a rock in the opposing hand. His stance is David's stance, that is very sensual. It, it's interesting because during this time, not many people were making art that exposed the human body as this one does. Ancient Greeks and Romans showed love and appreciation for the body, and this is kind of this reminds me of that type of artwork. After this was created, David became a symbol of the Florentine Republic, and David was a reference to the liberties and freedoms that were so cherished by Florence. The style of painting or the style of art that was used to create this was the Renaissance, and that was around the time that this was created. Uh, and next we have Picasso's Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, and Pablo Picasso is the artist who created this. Um, this art is very unique, and it is something that kind of pushed the envelope as far as modern art. And this painting uses cubism. It's using very angular and sharp lines. There's not much detail in each of the women. Their features are disproportioned. There's a lot of abstract shapes in the background. Uh, the perception of the painting is not very clear whether these women are laying down or if they're standing up. This this painting shows different points of view at the same time, and it represents prostitution, and these are all prostitutes, the characters, and it seems as if they're prostitutes in a brothel. Also, I forgot to mention this painting was created in 1907. Next, we have two paintings that I'd like to compare. The one on the left is Peter Paul Rubens' Elevation of the Cross, and the next one is Manet's Olympia. Uh, Peter Paul Rubens' Elevation of the Cross was created in 1611 and uses Baroque style of art. And characters included in this painting are Jesus, some very muscular men. In the back left, it looks like there is a soldier of some sort. And on the top right of Jesus, it looks like there's an old man. Um, this is a very, very detailed painting. Each of the men's muscles who are lifting Christ are bulging, and it shows the strain and the effort that is being used to lift Jesus forward and upward and forward at the same time. The lighting of this composition causes the focal point to be Jesus' body, and Jesus' body is contorted in a way where he's looking up, as if he's looking up to heaven, in a sense. He also looks very majestic at the same time, even though he's being restrained to this cross, and he doesn't really have anywhere to go. As you can see, he has nails on his hands and feet. Um,